human side of things, that it's something that comes up often or not. But certainly I literally cannot think of a single, not even one time, where the emphasis was put on, hey, this part of your pets, your cat, your dog is important. And what I'm talking about is the immune system. Like the immune system. It's not even some esoteric mystical thing that we've never heard of. It's not like fascia or the glymphatic system or some of these things that have been much more recently sort of unturned, or even some of like the details of the microbiome. I mean, all of that is relatively young science, but the immune system, I mean, they've kind of known about that for several hundred years. And like, if you want your pets to be well, if you want to be well yourself, if you want to not be constantly feeling a bit sick, feeling a bit blah, feeling a bit like, every cold that comes past gets me, or my dog never stops coughing, or, right? Hello? Let's not just say one pill will do the thing. I mean, go ahead, because I cut you off.
I was going to say, on the human side of things, we focus on the immune system a lot when someone gets sick often. So, you're getting sick a lot, you must have a weak immune system, right? Like, that's a pretty kind of standard way that people think about it and talk about it. But what we fail to look at is, how is the immune system, and this is, I know what you're getting to, how is the immune system involved in literally everything else? So, you have allergies? Well, let's look at your immune system. Your gut's messed up? Guess what? Your immune system. You have skin issues. Like, literally, it's just all of the different areas where the symptoms present, unless it's directly related to your immune system being attacked, right? Like, you get sick, your immune system. Anything else, we just tend to forget that the immune system is involved. And I know you always say, right, the immune system is the only thing that's ever going to heal you. And yet we don't relate it back to literally all the other areas that it is connected to and is at the root at.
Right. So, I mean, I remember just, this isn't so very long ago either, but I remember just going, hang on a minute. Is what I'm hearing in medical classes and lectures and everything, is what I'm hearing what I think I'm hearing? Is what I'm hearing that the only thing that will cure you, will heal you, get you stronger, is your immune system? It's like, it's not a doctor for all their knowledge and experience and whatever. It's not a vet, ditto. It's not a pill. It's not a vitamin. It's not one, like, like on the pedestal behavioral magical thing. You've got it from birth, right? You've got this amazing complicated system of tiers and layers and intelligence and innate and learned and all this kind of stuff, all working for you to do. And most of it, you don't even know it's doing it, because most of it, it's bumping off before you even get it. So when something does come, why do we look at, let's fix the symptom, or let's just like strengthen that one area of the body? No, why don't we support our armed forces? Why don't we support the Air Force, Navy, the Marines, the squad, I don't know, whatever they all are, right? The regiments of soldiers who are going to go into battle and protect your body. Nobody ever said to me, hey, do you want to really protect your cat? Do you want to really protect your dog from all the things in one go? I mean, I would have been going like, yes, tell me, give me the thing. What's the thing? Imagining some kind of wonder drug, right? And then they would have said, no, the immune system. Nurture your immune system. Nourish the immune system. Support the immune system. Like, have your standing army, like with their boots on, ready to go. And then I would have gone, hey, well, yeah, that makes sense. I get the logic of that. Like, a child can get the logic of that. It's not complicated. So I just wish that had been taught, that had been shared, that had been common knowledge. That was the way that we thought about things. It's like, I'm not feeling well, my pets have symptoms, let me look at the immune system. How can I support? Where are they lacking? What tests should I do to find out where the chinks in the armor are, like, quite literally, and then go forth, literally.
You mentioned that a vitamin won't do it, and we tend to often, when we're looking for more natural ways of healing, we tend to say, instead of a medicine, instead of a pharmaceutical, what's the vitamin? What's the herb? What's the thing that's going to be the answer? And we're still stuck in the model of the pill for the ill. right? We're just doing a more sort of natural approach, which, you know, if you're needing support in that way, I'm all about it 100%. I use nutraceuticals all the time with my clients if they're wanting to do that. But we have to be still coming at it from that root cause level. So, you know, there's a really popular supplement here that people take when they're sick, and it's basically just like really high dose vitamin C. And what people are it's not that vitamin C is going to fight the flu. It's that if you're lacking vitamins and minerals, those help your immune system function properly. And so if you're not having enough, then if you're taking it you know, from an external source, then it's going to help your immune system because it was lacking it. But if instead we just focus on supporting the immune system overall on the everyday so that we're not lacking, then we're not going to have that problem to begin with. It's like when someone takes, I see this all the time, people take B vitamins or biotin and, you know, for their hair, skin, and nails, and they're like, oh, like it's doing wonders. And I'm like, okay, that's really good to know. Because if it's doing wonders, it means that you are low to begin with. And if you're low in that one, you're likely going to be low in other ones too. So now we need to, again, look at, well, why are you low? Is it your eating pattern? Is it because your gut's not digesting and absorbing, right? So we can always go dig deeper. We can always go digger. We can always dig deeper to figure out why that is. But if we just simply swap, you know, the RX label for the supplement label, we're missing the point. And the point is support your immune system as a whole.
Yes. Because, as a kid, it was always like, take vitamin C, up your vitamin C levels. It was literally like vitamin C. And don't get me wrong, vitamin C is a super powerful thing, right? I mean, I remember the stories of the sailors at sea and getting scurvy and all that, right? It's really powerful stuff, but it's one piece of what the immune system is looking for. So to nourish your immune system and support that, it's more than one thing. And going back to the pets again, like there are some golden rules that are across the board with how to support the immune system. But I never heard, you know, how many times have I gone to the vet, right? For not me, but like gone to the vet with my pets. Did I ever hear the words, let's support the immune system on a holistic way by doing these 5 things, and we'll do a test that will determine where you are with that? Never, ever, ever. Did they ever say, hey, have you thought about doing a detox that will then allow your lymphatic systems to flow in this other way that then brings the nourishment of those white blood cells around no, never. And I don't know why that is, but it annoys me, because our pets don't want to be pumped full of drugs. They don't want to be constantly sick. And if they are constantly sick and under the weather, how do they tell you? Like there is so much invisible pain, invisible suffering with our pets being super cryptic, right? And so, you know, when you've got a cold, you sort of soldier on, right? Often, right? You'll just, you know, man up, quote unquote, right? And carry on, right? And so are our pets actually doing that a lot more than we realize? And they're actually feeling pretty meh, right? And then you drag them out and they don't feel like going, and then they get scolded because they, like, it's just that kind of stuff just breaks my heart, thinking about the potential scale of suffering, which is so completely avoidable. And if we wove into daily life just 5 seconds of thinking about the immune system and changing out, like let's put this topper on today, let's add that bit of organ this day, let's do a thing here, let's add some salts in that, let's make sure the exercise is diverse, let's, you know, the things that are going to just bump it a little bit each time, then that protective army, I just keep going back to the army thing because I guess they are going to fight, right? Is going to be there on standby, good to go. And then if you have to go through something traumatic, like, you know, they break their leg or, you know, some kind of trauma or accident or something, then your pets have got that protection.
Yeah. Exactly. Well, I'm interested to hear for folks who are here with us live. What is your experience? Have you run into this? Is this something that you've encountered in your pet's journey, in your own health journey? Has anyone ever talked to you about the importance of looking at your immune system for whatever it is you're dealing with, whether it's frequent illness or gut health or allergies or skin? I mean, literally any of the and all of the above. The immune system is at the core. Have you ever been given support for this? Or is this something that you're like, oh, actually, I think I might need to rant along with Penny. We do have a comment coming through. Carol is looking to rant as well. Carol, let us know how this is resonating with you. Good to have you here, as always. I love
so Katie, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I really appreciate it when you guys like introduce yourselves with your pet's name too, because we're here for it. Anyway, what were you going to say?
I'm interested just from your point of view on the human side. Like if you were to give advice to someone about how to holistically, like not just vitamin C, but like what would be a little bundle that you would recommend of maybe 5 things that do support, optimize, strengthen, protect, nourish the immune system?
That's a really good question. So from a diet perspective, focusing on lots of colorful foods. I'm going to be a broken record and say what I always say. The colors in foods represent the nutrients. If you guys have worked with us one-on-one or in coaching, you know that Penny and I talk about this all the time. The colors in foods represent the nutrients. And so by aiming to get all the different colors into your diet, into your pet's diet, then you're going to be getting lots of different macro, micro, and even what we call phytonutrients. So that's going to really support the immune system. Doesn't have to be.
And that's where the anti-aging comes in as well.
Yeah, exactly. And antioxidants and all of those wonderful things. So getting lots of diversity, lots of colors on your plate, really adding nutrients, right? Most people don't have enough of those building blocks to support their immune system. So that's what I would say foundationally on the nutrition side. I would also say get movement in. This is really, really powerful for your immune system to exercise regularly. You know, going for walks and things like that throughout the day, moving throughout the day is really important as well. But also the exercise piece where you're actually challenging your body, getting your heart rate up or, you know, challenging your muscles. You have an increased immune, you have sort of an immune strengthening response post-exercise. So that is really powerful as well.
So I've had my dose of that today then, because I've come straight in with no time to get changed from my exercise.
So your immune system is going to be on point this week.
It's pumping today.
Sleep is always one of those neglected aspects that is so critical for immune health. So not just getting enough sleep, because yes, we need enough, and 6 hours is not enough, people. We need at least 7 if you are an adult. If you're younger than that, you need even more. So at least 7 hours of sleep a night, and getting good quality sleep. If you're not getting good quality sleep, then looking at what the root cause of that is. So getting sleep. So, okay, so that's 3. What else for immune system? Getting outside, getting contact with the ground is so, so powerful. The earth acts as an antioxidant, just as different foods act as antioxidants. And so we can see things like lowering inflammation and, again, supporting the immune system. So that would be the 4th one. What else? Oh, there are so many. Penny, I'm going to pass it to you because you haven't shared any. What would be one? Because I know these cross-species lines, right? So there's 4 on the human side that directly translate to the pet side. What's something else on the pet side?
Well, I think on the biologic side, it is your blood. Like, I know that sounds really weird and maybe a bit creepy, but actually your blood health and how well your blood is moving, which ties back into a lot of the things that you've talked about. But that's the delivery system. So if your blood is all thick and sticky from sugars or ages, which are advanced glycation end products, which is like a compound molecule that happens when you mix the protein and the sugars and they bind and go clumpy, right? This makes your blood a bit syrupy. It's also massively accelerates your aging process. So they're not a good thing to have in the first place. So I guess eliminating those out of the diet. So that's a step that you might not think would be directly related to your immune system. But if you can like reduce those in your diet, then you are improving the quality of your blood, its ability to pump around the body. You have no idea how fast blood goes. Like we think it's this like gentle little meandering stream. Like it's like pew, pew, pew. So it's got to be able to move. And there's some like freaky stuff of nature where the red blood cells are actually bigger than some of the capillaries, and yet they still go through. So you've got to look after your circulatory system and make sure that the blood is going to all the parts of your body at the right viscosity and without a whole lot of trash in the stream as well. Like think of a river, and if you just sat there and threw plastic bags into the river the whole time, like by the time it gets further downstream, it's going to be pretty junky, right? No turtle's going to want to live there, right? And so that's what's happening if you don't detoxify. So, you know, again, the 7 pillars, they're always interconnected on everything, right? But actually just taking a minute to think about the health of your blood. And then that begs the question, well, do you have enough, as a human anyway, do you have enough iron? Oh yeah, no animals too. Do you have enough iron, right, to be carrying that oxygen? Can you increase your oxygen intake? So then we look at hyperbaric oxygen therapy, for example, which is amazing at increasing that.
And
which
we're
is
going down the rabbit hole.
You asked,
like,
you got.
Like hyperbaric oxygen, which is like, yes, helpful. But also tier 2, guys, you don't have to be doing hyperbaric oxygen right now if you're like, whoa, what just happened?
What rabbit hole is that?
The point is there are so many things that you can do to support your immune system. And the 7 pillars, which we literally always go back to, these are the things. These are the things that support your immune system. And the beauty of it is these are the lifestyle aspects that are within your control. So if you have no idea what we're talking about individualized and species appropriate nutrition. Pillar 1, alignment and movement, exercise. We're talking about sleep and hormones, detoxification. We're talking about the microbiomes, not just your gut, your skin, even your spine has a microbiome, your oral microbiome, the microbiomes. We are made up of bacteria, people. We are barely human, okay? What else? Natural environments, being outside, being in nature, mental health is one. And I definitely forgot one because I got sidetracked. Which one did I forget? Maybe I didn't say all 7. Anyway, these are
I lost count as well.
These are the 7 lifestyle pillars. And this is what's really key for supporting, creating. So we're aiming to create a longevity lifestyle by what we do on the day-to-day that enhances our health and our pet's health at the root, at the core, our immune system, and everything else connected. Because instead of looking at what is the one vitamin I can take for this symptom, or what is the herb that's going to fix this issue, let's look at your body as a whole. And instead of feeling hopeless, which so many of us do with so many of the messages that we get about, you know, it's just live with it. There isn't much you can do, right? Who's heard that before? For yourself, for your pet. You know, we really want to empower you, because health is truly in your hands. Sure, there are absolutely things you can't control, but most of it you can. You just have to have the knowledge and the support. And that is what we are here for. And
I'm going to just jump in for 1 second there, because as you're talking about, I'm just going, what did I do today? Right. So here's what I did today that actually was nothing special, right? But probably has ticked most of those boxes you've just talked about. So I've had my polyphenols and my colors because I had a cacao and avocado and coconut like smoothie. So I got color and I got healthy fats and I got fiber, right? And polyphenols from the cinnamon, from the cocoa and the green, right? So that's that box ticked. I had that outside in the sun, right, before my exercise class. So I had my natural environments of the sun. I have bare feet, you can't see, but I have no shoes on. So I was grounding at the same time. while I was doing that, I was messaging a friend who needed some support. So I was able to give out and give to someone. And when you give to someone, you're rewarded yourself on an emotional level. So in terms of my mental health, I feel like I did good today. That's rewarding for me. My mental health goes up. My immune system goes up as a result of that. Then I had exercise classes, so I've got in my movement and stuff, and I've got my water for like staying hydrated, flushing, detoxing. So very, very normal things, nothing like expensive or spectacular or whatever. But that's how easy it is to just weave these things into your daily life, your routine, right? And okay, yeah, so I've showed up for work, not quite on the same caliber as always, right? But you just do it messy sometimes. But look at what I've achieved, and so you don't have to let anything stop you from bringing little pieces in.
Yeah, I love that. It's all about sustainability and what's realistic for you, because at the end of the day, you could have a great meal plan and a great exercise plan and blah, blah, blah. But if it's not for you, then it's all for naught. So that's really what we aim to do, is we support people, one-on-one and in groups, is not just give you that information, but help you then translate it to your life and figure out, well, what actually makes sense? What time of day would be appropriate for me to go outside? How might I be able to incorporate exercise? Maybe it's 10 minutes in your living room, right? It doesn't have to be hard, but if it's not specific to you, it can feel really overwhelming. So with that being said, we are going to be announcing how you can get involved with us this week to a select group of people who have been very involved with the pet and parent community. This is the little thank you from us. So keep an eye on your inbox. If you don't hear from us by the end of the week, then that might be your sign to get more involved with us. But we will be announcing it to everyone else within the next few weeks. But stay tuned this week because we're going to be sharing with you something that we have been putting a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into, speaking of, and are really excited to get to know some of you more moving forward. So with that being said, today, get those colors in, move your body, get outside, and get to bed at a decent time today, and know that you are supporting your immune system from the inside out. And if you love these lives with us, we will be back here tomorrow. You can always subscribe to us on YouTube, and you will be notified when we go live. But we'll be back here tomorrow at 9:30 a.m. Eastern time. So we'll see you then.